Fall is just around the corner, and home is the center of it all. At Ashley, seasonal decorating's a breeze with their range of designs and materials. Snuggle up on a family-friendly sectional or an ultra-modern sofa. Or gather outside and enjoy the crisp, cool air with a new fire pit or conversation set. From minor refreshes to total overhauls, Ashley has the essentials to make your home fall functional and fabulous. Shop in-store or visit ashley.com today.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show, starring Bob Lutz.
I just go with what I do.
Incredible. Wait for it. And I hope you're hungry because the second half of this word is edible. Incredible.
Jeff Lutz.
Have you ever been nominated for anything of the year?
Yeah.
What?
Man of the Year by the NCAA. I didn't win it, but...
Oh, my gosh.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Don't touch that guy.
Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. It is a Monday edition, the Bob and Jeff Show, KFH Radio. As usual, Bob Lutz, Jeff Lutz co-hosting the show. Andrew Fry is in this week to produce and engineer.
Never heard of him.
In place of our beloved Max Power. Tremendous pressure on Andrew to perform, but his relationship to our friend Glenn Fry will undoubtedly pull him through.
I doubt he even spells it the same, does he?
F-R-E-Y, that's correct.
Good for him.
How do you know he's not related in some...
Oh, we'd know. We would know if he was.
How would we know?
We'd just know. There would be something. We'd find out.
Aren't all people with the same last name somehow related?
Everyone is related.
But I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
I doubt it.
You don't think we're related to other Lutzes or Lutzes in the world?
Probably somewhere, but not all of them.
I don't know. I think it's feasible. 869-1240, that is the IHOP hotline. 4 fantastic new sweet biscuits available for you.
Sweet and savory.
And savory. Of course, if you're sweet, you're savory. No need to be redundant.
That's not redundant.
It is.
No, sweet and savory are different.
All right, let's start off with the NFL. But first, we'll tell you what's on tap. At 2:25, Blair Kerkhoff will be with us with a good phone connection, we are assured. And we'll talk to Blair about Chiefs, Royals, KU, K-State. He covers the gamut. At 2:45, Natalie Foster, Wichita State Volleyball, will be a guest on this show. And that's what we have for you. Coming up in hour number 2, we're going to talk about college football. But right now, we kick off with the NFL. And for such a league with so many bad teams, there's a lot of storylines. You're either a story if you're really good or really bad, and there's a lot of really bad. So
yeah, but not all the really bad teams are a story.
They're all a story.
No, they're not.
The Bears are a story. The Broncos are a story. You name it, they're a story. And I guess we ought to jump right to it. The Raiders did not come through yesterday.
That's what we're starting with? I thought we'd talk Taylor Swift.
Did they?
No, of course not. They never were going to either.
I don't know about that. They've got decent personnel.
They have
they
a
should
guy.
be better than they are.
They have one guy.
Jacoby Myers is a good player. They don't have a very good quarterback. He threw 3 interceptions, Jimmy Garoppolo. They've got a good running back in Josh Jacobs. They don't have a very good defense, and they just never make progress. And I'm a progressive guy. I'm a guy that's making progress all the time.
Well, like what?
Everything.
Like what?
I'm making progress.
Give me an example.
I'm making progress in my daily life. I'm always moving forward.
Of course.
And I'm not a big guy when it comes to jumping on a wagon that doesn't move forward. And this Raiders bandwagon is making no progress.
Well, it was never going to. Again, it was...
In 7 years, no progress.
Right.
1 playoff appearance, got beat by the Bengals. Nothing. They've given me basically nothing. And now the decision looms because I'm getting asked about it all the time.
No, you're not. One guy asked you about it.
Now I'm getting asked about it all the time. And I got to make a decision on this show because that's what I promised to do. And I know it irritates you.
Yeah, so can we do it when Dude is here or something?
I can't let that get in the way.
It should get in the way.
Why?
Because nobody cares.
Says you.
Nobody.
I get a lot of feedback.
Not really.
People want to know.
No, they don't.
What team am I going to choose?
Who cares?
And I look throughout the league and I see nothing. I see nothing I want to associate myself with. Why would I? I don't think I can. I don't think I can jump on the Miami bandwagon. That would be too convenient, right?
But that's like something you would do.
It is. No, it's not.
You just said
That's
it is.
something a lot of people would do. That's something I don't do.
Oh, please.
When I jumped on the Raiders bandwagon, were they winning?
No, but you jumped on the Tom Brady bandwagon. You jumped on the LeBron.
I didn't jump on the Tom Brady bandwagon.
Jumped on the LeBron bandwagon.
I like LeBron.
Okay, but that's a bandwagon that you jumped on.
No, it's not a bandwagon. I'm not jumping on the Chiefs. That would be way too predictable. Plus, I've never been a Chiefs fan. In my 68 years, I'm not going to do that now. I'm not going to jump on the Eagles after they go to the Super Bowl. My thing is to pick a team I think is up and coming. And I don't know if I see one.
There's no such thing. I mean, the NFL.
That's what I just said.
The NFL is so cyclical. Either you're good now and you're going to be bad later. You're bad now, you're going to be good later. It very rarely. I mean, we saw it with the Patriots. The Chiefs are kind of in the midst of it. There are very rarely teams that go on long runs of success. Just because we've had a couple recently doesn't make it less of an outlier.
Well, I don't know about that. The Packers have had a long run of success.
One Super Bowl.
Yeah, but they're always good. And I can't rightfully jump on the Packers bandwagon. And I don't know what to do. I can't.
Okay, then let's just call it good.
I can't become a Bills fan.
Then
Why
let's
don't
just
you embrace it.
Then let's just call it good. Let's wash our hands of it.
If this is something that this show,
let's just determine that you have no emotional investment. You watched
I need to have an emotional.
You watched the Raiders game yesterday, and it was a flatlining experience for you.
I need
no
to
real
have an emotional investment.
But you don't.
But I need to, and I have had with the Raiders. But I'm done.
But not really.
Yeah, really.
Who's their left tackle?
I don't have a football relationship like that. I don't know position by position. I don't do that with football. But I still like the Raiders. I don't zone in on their depth chart.
That's not a fan.
Yeah, it is. It's
That's
completely
just an
a
observer.
fan. Well, who's your team?
I don't have one. There are teams that I enjoy, but I'm never going to be a diehard. I've always liked Carolina.
Who's their left tackle?
I'm not saying I'm invested
Who's their
in
middle
them.
linebacker?
Kevin Green.
No, see, you don't even know who they have.
Sam Mills. Both of those guys are deceased.
You don't even know who they have.
But I'm just saying, there are teams that I've always liked and never disliked. But that doesn't mean I'm hanging on their every move and their scores. And
here's what I'd do. I'd take a phone call or two from people who have a team that's kind of an outlier, like the Commanders yesterday. Please. They were terrible.
I tried to tell you.
They were terrible. There's so many bad teams that you struggle to find a decent one. I don't know. It's bizarre.
I don't know.
Could it be the Steelers?
No.
You know, the Steelers and the Dolphins were dominant teams when I was in high school, and even before that a little bit. The Steelers and the Dolphins were the two teams in the NFL for a little while there. Throw the Cowboys into that mix. But the Steelers and Dolphins combined to win a lot of Super Bowls. And now here they are. The Dolphins look like they're, if not...
Didn't the Dolphins only win one?
If they're not the best team in the AFC, they're in the top 2 or 3 right now. And the Steelers...
The Dolphins might be the best team in the NFL.
Don't judge them on that game yesterday. Denver's terrible.
Yeah, but they've done that 3 times in a row, basically.
We'll see.
Their offense is unstoppable.
We'll see
We'll
see if their defense holds.
They're the Rams of 99.
Bring them to Kansas City. Let's see how they do. Right?
I guess.
To me, every road to the championship runs through one Arrowhead way.
Fine, but that doesn't mean
that the address?
I don't know.
I think it is.
But that doesn't mean another team can't be better than the Chiefs.
I think it runs right through one Arrowhead way. So bring them up there. If they beat the Chiefs, then we'll anoint them. Too soon to say that.
I don't. That's not my philosophy. If a team shows that it's as dominant as Miami, I'm not saying you got to crown them, but you got to put them in a conversation.
Jaguars dropped the ball yesterday. Forget them. They're a disappointment. And I'm willing.
Not every team is going to go 17-0.
Yeah, but the Jaguars gave up 37 to Houston. The Jaguars were supposed to be really good this year, and their defense was vaunted. They've done nothing.
C.J. Stroud's pretty good.
Oh, so Houston's a team to watch.
A little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
They're 1-2.
I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl.
They just won their first game.
If you want to jump on a team that's up and coming, that might be a good one.
Well, maybe I will jump on them.
They've got a good young coach, apparently, in D'Amico Ryans.
You don't know that
They've got
yet.
a good young quarterback.
Maybe.
He's passed for like 1,000 yards in 3 games.
And listen, maybe Houston is a team.
They've got a couple fun receivers.
I'm trained to not like teams out of Houston because the Cardinals and Astros had a pretty strong rivalry when they were in the same division.
Well, that's not the Texans' fault.
So what you've had is Miami win by 2 against the Chargers, by a touchdown against the Patriots. Are we ready to really say they're the team?
And by 50.
Against a bad.
Okay, but no one gives up 70, and they could have.
Against a bad.
But
Denver.
nobody scores 70, and no one gives up 70.
I don't know if I don't know.
And they could have broken 2 all-time records yesterday
if they wanted. I don't like what I saw out of Denver. They're terrible.
Well, Denver is terrible. And there's your Sean Payton. This guy come in, think he's going to clean house and change everything and don't wear bucket hats. That's a loser mentality.
Like you would know.
I do know.
What have you ever won?
Everything.
No, seriously.
I know what a loser mentality is,
now
though.
Tell me you know what a loser mentality is.
Of course.
Are you kidding?
And Sean Payton
You're going to tell me that.
Has a loser mentality.
You're going to tell me that after all the winning that Sean Payton has done.
After all the winning Drew Brees did.
Oh, my God. You sound... Every day you break a record on this show. Every day you break your own record. It's amazing.
What's the record?
The most asinine thing
So it's working out for Sean Payton is what you're saying.
I don't think you can make a judgment on Sean Payton.
You can't?
No.
Wow. Their defense was pretty good last year. Now, yesterday they gave up 70.
Right.
And he hired the defensive coordinator, Vance Joseph.
It's too early to tell. It's certainly a
you had the Broncos. You had the Broncos in the playoffs.
I don't recall that.
So I'm Max.
I don't recall picking.
You
Max
said they'd be
isn't here.
good. Well, he's listening, and send back the files.
I
Max.
don't recall saying anything about Denver being in the playoffs.
You said they would be good.
I thought they would be better than they have been to date.
Well, most teams in the history of football
They've
have been
lost to
better.
the Raiders and the Commanders, and they've got a game against Chicago coming up this weekend that could be one of the worst NFL games ever played. And then they have the Jets coming in. That could be another of the worst NFL games ever played.
Not good.
The Jets have gone from a lot of people's Super Bowl favorites to being on the scrap heap. And that's a big scrap heap in the NFL.
And there's another loser mentality. Oh, Zach Wilson's our quarterback. Well, how's that working out for you? Go try to be good.
Since when did you become...
You know what else is a loser mentality? Not scoring 73 points when you have the chance and breaking the all-time record. Loser mentality.
No, it's not. It's not a loser mentality. You've had your fun. You don't need to embarrass a franchise.
How's that embarrassing? These are grown
Nobody
men making...
You didn't know that 70 was the record before yesterday anyway. Who cares?
Oh, they did.
It's not even important. This thing about the fan... Well, they'll do it for the fans.
No, do it for the players. who now have
Players
that.
Don't care.
They don't.
No.
They don't want to be a part of scoring the most points in the history of
Absolutely
the
not.
NFL.
No.
Well,
Those players are all in a fraternity, a brotherhood. They don't care about rubbing somebody's face in it. Denver had enough. Call off the dogs. Go home. Not one Miami Dolphin player has spent 1 second today thinking about, oh man, we should have run it up more.
why
We
not?
have the record, because that's a loser mentality.
No, that's a winning mentality.
That is a loser mentality.
Get my name in the record books. That's a winning mentality.
Here are the proven bad teams after only 3 weeks of NFL action. These are just the bad teams. I'm willing to say they're bad. There's some teams that may still be bad. I'm not going to jump on them yet.
Well, there's
The
only
Jets
really
are
two.
bad. The Bengals better win tonight, or I'm going to lump them in.
We've got a caller.
Who's our caller?
Jason.
Well, then we'll get to Jason in a minute. The Jags might be bad. The Titans might be bad. I think the Titans are bad.
Titans are bad.
The Raiders, Chargers, and Broncos are all bad.
Chargers aren't
They're
bad.
bad. Did you watch any of that game? They're a joke.
Did they win?
The Commanders at 2-1 are bad. The Giants are bad. The Vikings and Bears are terrible. The Panthers are bad.
No, they're not.
Oh, God. Really? They've been outscored by 27 points in 3 games. Those are the teams I will say right now are bad. Let's go to, is it Brian?
Jason, for crying
Jason.
out loud.
Jason, welcome to the show.
Thank you. How are you? Are you there?
Go.
Yeah, we're here.
Go,
Sure,
Jason. Just start talking.
I wanted to go ahead and extend my invite to bring you to the Steeler Nation since you're hunting for a place to go.
You know, throughout all my years of being a sports fan, I've never truly disliked the Steelers. I like their fan base is interesting to me. I'm not sure I fit in. I don't know. I certainly will think about the Steelers.
Because we got a young quarterback. We're kind of struggling, so you're not getting on there while everything's all peaches and cream. So
Don't
something
you have
to think
to drink
about.
a
And
lot
then
and have a pickup to be a Steelers fan?
it helps. It helps. And I wanted
under
also
consideration.
all right, this is also the Jason that Jeff dined with a few times. That he had me in his corner like a week ago when he was talking about his new ink. So I wanted to defend his. I guess
Again,
his
another
ink a little bit.
Steelers thing.
Yeah, well, you should embrace
this is
it.
true.
Thank you, Jason.
But
I appreciate
later.
hearing from you. Yeah, so
Jason's got a Steelers
I'm not
tattoo.
sure. I'm not sure I fit.
You didn't
in
fit
that
with the
fan.
Raiders.
Oh, I fit with that.
No, you didn't.
Oh, that fan base I fit with.
Losers?
No, I just fit. That's why I will miss the Raiders because I've been embraced by their fans.
Who?
A lot of them, just a lot of them. Steeler, Raider Nate.
Did he
Shannon
embrace
Gray,
you?
All
Are these real names?
kinds of people that I've kind of become part of a fraternity. It's a fraternity.
Well,
it's
then
a-
where
it's
are
a
these people?
Frustrated fraternity.
Where are these people trying to keep
Don't
you
know.
aboard?
They don't care.
Right.
They don't care. So we'll see. But I do like the Raiders. Make no mistake, and I think they're better than what their team looks like so far.
You just
They
said they're
should've won
bad.
that game yesterday. You can't. I don't know that they're bad. I don't know that you can be bad with Devontae Adams. They don't have a very good quarterback, unfortunately. They probably should have held on to Carr. He's better than Garoppolo. And they just haven't. You have to have a quarterback.
Right, but Carr wasn't it.
But he was better than
Garoppolo, they're basically the same.
No, I like Carr
Once you get
better.
into that tier of quarterbacks, there's no real difference.
I like Carr. Carr
He's
had
been
moments.
very average with New Orleans.
You don't have a team, so shut your mouth.
No, I can evaluate.
No, seriously.
I can evaluate honestly.
Every team you tried to go with, you haven't stuck with them.
Who?
The Browns.
Well, the Browns made that
the
decision
Jets.
for me.
A lot of different teams.
The Browns made that decision for me.
So, I mean, the teams that you've loved,
Never
you
loved.
would never drop the Guardians, no matter who they brought on that roster. No, you wouldn't. And you know you wouldn't.
That's not necessarily
No.
true.
Tell the truth.
Would
you drop the Guardians if they went out and signed Julio Urias?
Probably. I wouldn't drop them.
You'd be
but
done
I'd
with
be,
the Guardians.
I would not be done, but there would
What
be.
does that mean?
I wouldn't invest in them as much, as long
I
as
don't believe
Julio Urias was on the team.
I don't believe you.
He's now 2-time domestic violence guy.
I get it. I
and
still
that
don't
is
believe you.
That is more sickening than my love for the Guardians is strong.
I don't believe you.
I'm telling you.
We'll take a break. We'll come back and visit with Blair Kerkhoff. He is a longtime journalist, sports writer with the Kansas City Star. We'll get his thoughts on in a suite yesterday as the guest of Travis Kelce. The Chiefs with a lopsided win over Chicago. Royals with a sweep of the Houston Astros. And trust me, folks, Houston wanted those games badly. Kansas City goes into Houston. Minute Maid Park wins 3 in a row. Get Blair's thoughts on that. Plus, Kansas and Texas coming up this weekend in a big football game in the Big 12. Blair Kerkhoff next.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu second to none. And don't forget about our 29-degree man-sized drafts. What's on Tap is brought to you by Twin Peaks. East at 21st and Rock, west at Ridge and Taft.
Thinking about a bathroom remodel? You should consider the Onyx Collection from Superior Plumbing. Whether it's a standard or a custom shower design, the team at Superior Plumbing can assist you in creating the perfect new bathroom. Oh, and the Onyx Collection is guaranteed forever and made right here in Kansas. Visit the Superior Plumbing showroom at 6837 East Harry today.
Superior Plumbing will come a-running 'cause we care, treat you fair and square. And our name says it all, Superior.
Monday Madness at Spangles. Your favorite 1/3 pound steak burgers, half price. Mondays 5 to 10 p.m. Half price steak burgers. Monday Madness. Only at Spangles.
Every year, hundreds of people die on Kansas roads. Be aware of your surroundings. Read all traffic signs. Always wear your seatbelt. Keep your eyes on the road. Every child needs to be properly restrained. Slow down. These simple steps can help save your life. A message from the Kansas Department of Transportation and this station.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. September is World Ozone Month, so it's a perfect month to use your vehicle less. Your car emits a lot of chemicals that can be damaging to the ozone layer. Try leaving the car at home and walk or bike to close destinations. For longer trips, try taking public transportation or scheduling a carpool with friends or coworkers. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Enjoy a beautiful view with new windows from Chaldwell. They're made to be durable, energy efficient, and low maintenance. We carry more than 100 size and style options in stock, ready to take home today. Save on your entire window project with 11% off all Jeld-Wen windows now at Menards. Good through October 1st. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
The 2023 Rusty Egg Ford Adopt-a-School Golf Tournament held on June 19th at Reflection Ridge Golf Course raised over $110,000 for 400 local teachers. Thank you to the 140 golfers, sponsors, donors, volunteers, and media partners who make this possible each year. The 27th annual fundraiser benefits local teachers, and all proceeds are distributed to benefit our teachers in the classrooms. To learn how you can help, go to rustyeggford.com. We will see you next year.
What's up, everybody? I'm Danny Parkins, based out of Chicago. This is my buddy Andrew Filipponi. He's based out of Pittsburgh. You really got to check out our podcast, First and Pod.
Twice a week, we're going to break down the NFL after Thursday Night Football and Sunday Night Football. It's every team. It's every game. It's all 32 teams. We give you a complete picture, and we get into it. We don't kiss each other's fannies on this show.
New episodes of First and Pod available when you wake up every Monday and Friday morning throughout the football season in the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Mom, does everybody know how great our cheesecakes are?
Not yet, Brooklyn. Come check out La Cherie Nicole's Cheesecake Boutique at 6119 East 13th Street North on Woodlawn off of 13th Street. Taste some of the creamiest ice cream tasting cheesecake today. Brindley, anything else?
We see us too.
Brought to you by La Cherie Nicole's Cheesecake Boutique, now open at 13th and Woodlawn.
Michael Jenkins helping you beat the books with BetQL. Monday Night Football finds a desperate Cincinnati team hosting the LA Rams. The Bengals have started 0-2 this year for the fourth time in the last 5 seasons and are trying to avoid that 0-3 start. Cincy is hoping to have Joe Burrow under center for tonight's game, and the BetQL model is hoping for the same. With Burrow and the Bengals offense being much more potent, the BetQL play of the day is to grab the over between the Rams and the Bengals. I'm Michael Jenkins. Bet smarter and beat the books with BetQL, and download the BetMGM app today.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
All right, welcome back to Bob and Jeff Show, KFH Radio. We are playing Badfinger music for you this week. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the name of that tune. Blair Kerkhoff joins us, longtime journalist, sports writer for the Kansas City Star. We get Blair's take on a lot of different things. Hello, Blair. How are you?
Hey, doing great. Hope you guys are too.
Yeah, we are. We're doing well. Not as well as Travis Kelce, but, you know, we plug away. So who was surprised to see Taylor Swift in the suite yesterday? Was pretty much all of Kansas City surprised about that?
Yeah, I think so. We started picking up rumors about it late last week that, you know, that he might invite her to a game. But even then it was like, why would she come to, you know, why would she come to a game? I mean, she was just at Arrowhead like a month ago for a couple of nights. And then it got, you know, then it got weird on about a couple hours before the game. It was people in the stadium are saying they know she's coming, and then she was spotted, and then all of a sudden she's there in the suite and there for everyone to see her. You know, at Arrowhead, you know, the level that the suites are on, he was on the side of the press box, so it wasn't like we could take where we were sitting, take our binoculars and look across and see. She was underneath us, so I never got to lay eyes on her there, and nobody in the media did. Of course, she and Travis, by the way, escaped without speaking to the media on Sunday. But yeah, it was kind of surreal to see Taylor Swift there, and sort of the intersection of culture, isn't it? The pop star, pop icon, and the NFL star. We figured they both hosted Saturday Night Live, though, so they've got that in common.
So I saw on Twitter that it said Travis Kelce was not made available to the media. Was that a Chiefs decision? Was that a Travis Kelce decision? And why do you think? I mean, I guess on some level it's obvious, but why do you think he didn't want to talk after that game?
Well,
would you talk if you were dating?
Yeah, I would. I'd tell the world, but that's just me.
Well, as a matter of journalism, and we were all kind of ticked off that he didn't talk to the media. He scored a touchdown. There would have been stuff to talk about in the game, and it's actually written in the. We all know this that NFL players. It's in their contracts with the Players Association that they do have to talk to the media and at least once a week. And Travis hadn't talked during the week, so the post game would have been his opportunity to fulfill that obligation, and he didn't do it. He put the word out. He was in the locker room, and he put the word out though that he wasn't talking to the media. So, the Chiefs will hear about that this week from reporters and those that were covering the game that he didn't speak with the media. So it was his decision, not the Chiefs. And I thought it was an unfortunate one. I think everybody wanted to hear what he had to say about the experience of the day. But there's also the fact that he has a wildly successful podcast with his brother, and maybe saving up all the good stuff for the podcast. Which, listen, I don't begrudge him for doing that, but he even could have done the old. I'm not going to answer questions about Taylor Swift. Just the game, and I think that would have been respected. But yeah, a little disappointing that he did not speak to reporters after the game.
Talking with our friend Blair Kerkhoff from the Kansas City Star. Chiefs now 2-1 atop the AFC West, where I suspect they'll stay for the rest of the year. Not only did they have the Bears yesterday, one of the worst teams I've ever seen, they have the Jets, Vikings, Broncos, Chargers, and Broncos again coming up in the next 5 weeks. I don't know that how much action Patrick Mahomes is going to get over these next 5 weeks. This league has turned out to be weird in the beginning, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. I mean, the Aaron Rodgers injury changed the Jets for sure, and and cheated us all of a good storyline, especially this weekend. It would have been the very first time that Mahomes and Rodgers had faced off against each other. Their teams have played each other, but in the previous 2 games, one of the two has been hurt and didn't play. So we don't get a Mahomes-Rodgers. Broncos, I don't know what to say about the Broncos. And we thought it was going to be better with Sean Payton, and it couldn't be any worse, especially after yesterday. And then the Chargers and the Vikings game. Those are just 2 teams trying to figure out a way not to win a game, and Minnesota did a better job figuring out how not to win a game in the end. So you're right. I think the AFC West is again going to be the Chiefs. I think they're the best team and thought so going in, but the 3 others are just they're just having all kinds of problems. And there is a 2-week, not a 2-week, but a 2-game stretch after the ones that you listed, where they'll have the Miami Dolphins in Germany and then the Eagles on a Monday Night Football. So that'll be fantastic. Yeah. And then the second half of the season also includes the Bills and the Bengals. So certainly the tougher half of the schedule await. But you're right; they should really be stacking up some wins here in the next month or 6 weeks.
I'm all for expanding the NFL into foreign countries, but we shouldn't be sending the Chiefs and Dolphins to Germany, should we?
Gosh, I don't know how that one was identified. I guess they don't want to. It's the Chiefs' home game, so it had to come out of the Chiefs' home allotment of home games, and I don't know if there was any kind of discussion about not wanting to subject Tyreek Hill to Arrowhead, or which if that was the case, that would be ridiculous, because I think it would have been an incredible atmosphere. Nobody knew the Dolphins were going to be like this, as good as they are. But yeah, you know what? We thought maybe the Lions game that ended up being the opener could be sent over there. They were going to do the Jets with the Rodgers possibility. There were a couple others that they could have put over there, but the Packers game, Patriots maybe, but no, they take the Dolphins, and that's going to end up being a marquee game that day that's being played in Germany that'll kick off at 9:30 in the morning our time. So, and then not accessible to many fans that would want to have attended that game in Kansas City. I do think it's a shame, and I applaud the NFL for doing the Germany and the England games and wanting to expand the game in that direction. But this is the second time the Chiefs have done a game in Europe, and both times they've been the home team, so they've had to take something off of their schedule. It's about time for the Chiefs to play over there as a visiting team.
I'm struggling, Blair, with how to frame this question because there might be a lot of different ways. But you brought up Tyreek Hill, and just watching him throughout this season, last season, he's still unbelievable. And the Chiefs won the Super Bowl without him, so it's not like there are any regrets. And they were able to sign other guys by not paying him. But how do you think that decision will be looked upon after Tyreek Hill's career is over?
I don't, unless the Dolphins, win multiple Super Bowls with Tyreek Hill and they go through Kansas City to do it, I don't. At this moment, the snapshot of that transaction entirely favors the Chiefs because it bolstered their 2022 draft class, which ends up, history may tell us that may end up being an amazing class with the starters and the regulars of that 10-member draft class that are helping contribute right away, helped last year and are helping again this year. Players like George Karlaftis and Trent McDuffie and Brian Cook, Leo Chanel, Sky Moore. So you've got that, and the fact that they went ahead and won the Super Bowl, it almost like they wanted to prove that they could win without Tyreek Hill. So in the moment, no regrets at all. I think the only way that it can end up feeling that way is if, like I said, if the Dolphins go back to back or something with Super Bowl championships, and the way they're playing now, just fantastic football. It's not out of the realm of possibility. But no, that's a question that'll continue to be asked in Kansas City and among Chiefs fans until he'll retire.
Blair Kerkhoff with us, sports writer for the Kansas City Star. So for the 11 Kansas Cityans who are still paying attention to the Royals, they're giving their fan base a little bit of pudding here late in the year. And, man, going into Houston and winning 3 games from an Astros team that's fighting to get into the playoffs, I don't think anybody saw that coming. So what's going on? Is this something that has meaning?
Yeah, that's the question. Does it have legs? Can it carry him into next year a little bit? I think what I'm seeing is the makings of a lineup for 2024, and especially around the infield. I feel really good about what they have, with when Pasquantino comes back at first base, with Michael Massey at second, and Bobby Witt Jr., then Michael Garcia, and then either Fermin or Salvi if they don't deal Salvi in the off season behind the plate. But even this Velasquez, the player they got in the Cubs trade for Jose Cuas, 14 home runs in a Royals uniform. It's like more than half of his hits have gone over the wall. And what do they have with him? And if he turns out to be the real deal, and Cole Reagans, the starting pitcher, turns out to be the real deal, the Royals would have gotten the better end of a couple of trades this year, and that really helps set them up for next year. If they can get a starting outfielder and an opening day starting pitcher off of trades from this year, that would have been an amazing part of this season in what's going to end up being a disastrous year for the Royals. They're already over 100 losses, and now they've got to go 3-3 in their final 6, not to have the worst record in franchise history. I think they can do it the way they're playing, but yeah, just to find a couple of gems on the trade market like they did, and give up Jose Cuas and Aroldis Chapman basically for those 2 players. I'm feeling okay about it, and it's got me paying attention this last week of the season. Now, look, they're still going to in the off season. They have to decide whether players like Kyle Isbell and Drew Waters are part of the future. Is there anything to salvage from the 2018 draft class pitchers, the Daniel Lynch's, Jackson Kowars? So we just need to see. And but it does. Listen, I know you guys are big baseball guys, and I love baseball too. I love having just Royals games on my TV, and even if I'm not watching, I like to have the sound in the background. And it's been fun these last couple of weeks, that's for sure. And I'm already thinking about next year and what it could all look like.
All right, before we let you go, I do have to ask you about Kansas at Texas, battle of unbeaten ranked teams, 2:30 in the afternoon. One of the big games of the weekend on ABC. Lance Leipold has it's just amazing what he's been able to do. Is this going to be a tight game? Is this really two Big 12 contenders meeting in Austin on Saturday?
I don't think so. I say that with hesitation because I don't want to dismiss what Kansas has done. It's incredible what the Jayhawks have been able to accomplish, and to beat the two Power 5 programs on their schedule by double digits, Illinois and BYU, and just have looked really good in the process. Unbelievable. They're heading back to a bowl game this year, and heck, if they split the rest of their schedule, they're gonna be 8-4, and that'll just be amazing. So all due credit and compliments go to the Kansas Jayhawks. I just think this is a different Texas team, and they're actually playing to their level of potential down there in Austin this year for the first time, and maybe since Mac Brown was the coach. So I think it's going to be. I think Texas is going to be able to score and put up points the way they did at Alabama a couple of weeks ago when they scored 34 on the Crimson Tide. I think they can do that. It's going to be tough for Kansas, I think, to keep up with them. So I think it's a high-scoring game, but I think it's somewhere in the in the 45-28 range, something like that. I think the Jayhawks will be able to get some points, but it's going to be hard to prevent Texas from scoring. I'd love to be wrong about that. Nothing would, and I think it would be unbelievable if Kansas can go down there and get a win. But they did that, right, 2 years ago with a much lesser team. So anything's possible. It would be cool to see. I don't see it happening, though.
Blair, really appreciate your time. Always fun to talk sports with you. Have a good day.
Okay, guys. You too. Take care.
Thanks. Blair Kerkhoff from the Kansas City Star. We'll be back. We will talk some Shocker volleyball coming up next. Natalie Foster, one of the standouts on this hot Wichita State volleyball team. They've won 5 matches in a row. She'll join us next.
.97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Save time, trouble, and frustration when you call Mr. Electric. Mr. Electric provides expert receptacle repair, ceiling fan installation, kitchen lighting, electrical panel upgrades, home surge protection, and more. Experience unmatched professional service and safety with upfront pricing, call-ahead scheduling, and 24/7 emergency electrical services. Save the headache with Mr. Electric. Residential or commercial, Mr. Electric has the power to make things better. Call now, 316-361-5200, online at MrElectricWichita.com.
Pizza John's, open since 1969. Dine in Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 208 South Baltimore in Derby. Give them a call at 788-2011 or go online at pizzajohnsderby.com. Pizza John's, purveyors of round meals and flat snacks.
Is your house in need of repairs such as painting inside or out, new water heater, or are you in the need of a new faucet for the kitchen or bathroom? Or maybe you're just looking for a new grill to put out on your deck or patio, as well as a propane bottle fill, or maybe even some charcoal, Traeger pellets, or some smoking wood. Well, Pride Ag Ace is the place to be. We have what you need from A to Z. Stop by any of our 4 locations, Mays, Lyons, Dodge City, or Meade. And remember, we take pride in serving you.
It's game time in Hornet Nation. The Emporia State Hornets are back in action and better than ever. We're building the noise, building the nest, building champions, and we want you to be a part of the excitement. Come cheer on our nationally ranked football and soccer teams, a new era of Hornet volleyball, and more. Get your season tickets live at the Hive VIP Experience Passes and all sport passes today at esuhornets.com.
If you're looking to pave your driveway or parking lot, call Pave the Way first for a fast, free estimate today. They're Wichita's leader in the pavement industry, specializing in asphalt and concrete installation and repair, custom tailoring their estimate to fit your individual needs and budget. Pave the Way, the pavement professionals, 316-990-5855 or online at pavethewayusa.com.
Pave the way, kicking asphalt every day.
Stop overpaying for mattresses at all those fancy commission showrooms and big box stores. Nobody sells beds for less than Crazy J's, offering the largest in-stock selection of name brand mattresses and adjustable beds since 1997 at the best price guaranteed. Sleep with the best. Crazy J's. Nobody sells beds for less. Delivery, setup, and special financing available. Open 7 days a week at 1026 South Oliver and 604 North Tyler or online at crazyjsbedshop.com.
Ain't a steal in town.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium is here. Switch to my plan from Verizon at your local store today, and you'll get the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro on us with unlimited ultimate when you trade in any iPhone, any model, any condition. Guaranteed. Yep, even the old phone in your pocket right now. It's your Verizon. $999.99, 128 gigabyte only. Device payment purchase or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on unlimited ultimate plan required. Less $1,000 trade-in or promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year. Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer. Is this for real?
Apparently. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Fall is prime time for planting, and Lowe's knows how to help. Start by beautifying your garden with our large assortment of mums, available in a variety of colors. Then get Stay Green garden soil, starting at $4.48 to feed your plants all season long. And don't forget Scott's fertilizer for preparing your lawn for a better spring, starting at $28.48. A great-looking fall starts here. Lowe's knows home improvement. Selection varies by location, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Sunny skies with breezes from the west and a high of 91.
Weather brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Feeling great starts with a great shave, and great shaves start with Barbasol Shaving Cream. Close shave, America. Close shave Barbasol.
Sunday morning football live from London. It's Jacksonville taking on Atlanta. The Jaguars and the Falcons. 8 o'clock Sunday morning, right here on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Music from Badfinger, the theme here this week on the Bob and Jeff Show. Love is Gonna Come at Last from Badfinger. All right, we are joined on the IHOP hotline right now by Natalie Foster, junior volleyball player at Wichita State. The Shockers on the road Friday and Sunday this weekend to face SMU in American Athletic Conference play. Natalie, hello, welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me.
You bet. We love having you. So this is a very, you guys are playing your best volleyball right now, coming off consecutive sweeps in the American over East Carolina and Charlotte. So what's kind of triggered this hot streak for Shocker volleyball?
With the start of conference, I think we're eager to get after it. And our defense was great against Charlotte and ECU. We are definitely picking up some steam from both of those and hopefully going into this weekend strong.
Yeah, so what is kind of the key for this team to keep it going? You've got a couple against SMU coming up. So, you're playing well, obviously. So how do you keep it going? Is it just doing what you have been doing?
Yeah, I'd say to keep doing what we're doing, be smart when we're doing defensive stuff, blocking plays, and both in the back row with our passing, and then just making sure we're strong as attackers and with our attack selection. I think that's what will really, keep this going.
Natalie Foster with us, one of the mainstays of the Shocker volleyball team. So, Chris Lamb, your coach, loaded up this schedule this year. You opened with Oklahoma. You've played Notre Dame and Texas Tech and Illinois and Kansas and Colorado. Why do you think Lambeau did that, and what kind of benefits has that paid for this team?
Well, I think it is great that we did do that. It definitely helps us in our RPI if we play good teams or great teams, It'll boost our standings, and if we get a win on a team that's going to go on and do really well, that really helps us out. So it's nice to be playing tough teams. We learn how to play competitively in a tough environment, and we can bring that back to the American and, continue that.
So you are hitting .417 on the season, which is pretty crazy, even better than what you did last year, which was really good too. So in what ways have you kind of wanted to improve your own game, even when it seems like, you're already really, really good and talented and strong and everything like that? So how have you been able to take that even next step this year?
Yeah, I've just really made sure that the swings I'm taking, they're smart and they're going to be effective and put the team in the best position to win. I've also tried to develop my blocking a little bit more, so that has gone up too since last year, but definitely working on making sure my movements and everything I'm doing is impactful and are effective.
Talking volleyball with Natalie Foster from Wichita State, again on the road to face SMU, which is 3-0 in the conference so far, so that ought to be fun. You had an injury on your front line. Briley Kelly was hurt. I don't know what her status is, if she's expected back soon, but that's obviously a blow when you lose one of your main people. How much of an adjustment has it been to try to fill that hole?
At first, I believe it's been a big adjustment. However, we do have a lot of great players who have stepped up in that category as well and trying to put their best foot forward. And as a team, we're supporting them and pushing them. And we have a very competitive environment in our practices that make people have to work hard to get those spots, definitely.
Yeah, how much of you never want to see someone injured, but I'm sure you saw that as somewhat of an opportunity to step in and like I said, even improve on what you've done, not only so far this season, but last year too. So how did you kind of view that personally when you had more opportunities?
I mean, I'm glad that we have more firepower for sure, because it definitely it makes it harder on the opposing team's defense to have more firepower across the front row. So it's definitely opens it up a little bit more to make it easier for everyone to get kills.
We know this team has a lot of veteran leadership and players who have been in the program for a while, and I think that's part of the reason, too, that Chris Lamb loaded up this schedule, because I'm sure he believes this team was ready for the challenge. But who are some of the younger players who have impressed you so far?
Talking about young players, I think Reagan, who is a freshman, came in. She's seen some playing time here and there, but I think she's she'll be very good in the back row, but she's already very good. We also have Gabby. She came in at semester. She's been pretty good. We have some girls who are going to be red shirts this year. They all have some pretty good talent. We just have a lot of senior, presence on our team where, for them to come in right now wouldn't be the best time. So, but we have a lot of talent, I think. It's hard to just name a few.
And you're talking about Reagan Anderson and Gabby Moss, and again, this is such a veteran team, and it's really up to you guys to lead it to wherever it's going to be led to. So, what do you think? What do you think the ceiling is for Shocker volleyball?
I think the ceiling's very high. We definitely have a lot of room to grow. This season, we do have, a lot of seniors, but in the next couple years, we're bringing in some great talent, and we already have some great talent on our team, so it'll be very interesting to see where we go.
What's your impression so far, and we're talking with Natalie Foster from Wichita State Volleyball, what's your impression so far of the American Athletic Conference? And you're going to be facing some of these teams for the first time. You already faced Charlotte. There's certainly Rice that looks like they have a pretty good team. North Texas looks like they're a pretty good team as well. Some first-year American teams in the East. Do you think this is a strong conference?
I do think we have a lot of very talented teams in our conference, and I'm enjoying seeing the new teams being brought in as well. Show some new stuff that we're seeing, and it's very cool to see. But we definitely got a lot of talent, a lot we're working for, and a lot of teams that have kind of shown themselves so far.
So, and finally, before we let you go, I do want to ask you a question about your coach, because we all love Lambeau. Is he in a better mood when the 49ers are playing the way they are at the start of the NFL season? Does he talk about that much to you guys?
He has talked about it every once in a while, but I haven't followed with the 49ers to quite, correlate the two, but I'll have to keep an eye out for the future.
Well, you're from Michigan. Are you a Lions fan?
I don't really follow NFL teams that much. Since I've been in Kansas, I've become more of a Chiefs fan just because, they're here. But I never really followed NFL, so I've dabbled in it recently, but not too much.
Well, if you ever need to get on Lambeau's good side, just go tell him, hey, the 49ers are looking good this year.
I'll take that.
Try
I'll
that
write
later
that down.
Today, would you?
I don't know if you're a Swiftie, Natalie, but you're not much of an NFL fan. Does Taylor Swift being at the Chiefs game yesterday, does that move the needle at all for you?
I think it's very interesting, and I was talking with some of my teammates about it. We were all talking about the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce thing, and, I think it's very interesting what's going on, but nothing's been, verified from what I've heard on the Taylor Swift side, but I definitely think there's something there.
I would have loved to heard those conversations, but I'm probably not privy. Thank you very much, Natalie, for being on the show. Best of luck. Headed down to Dallas to face SMU. Back-to-back matches, Friday and Sunday. That'll be interesting. Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, there's Natalie Foster, Shocker Volleyball. We'll take a break. The Bob and Jeff Show on KFH, hour number 2 coming up.
.97.5 and 1240 KFH.